everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Peanut City Police Podcast. This week we are joined by Officer Iozzi and Officer Thomas, two of our most recent graduates out of the academy. So let's just start off, and you each can answer this one. What made you want to become a Suffolk police officer, and can you tell us a little bit about why you chose a career here?
For me, it's kind of funny because I didn't always want to be an officer when I growing up. If anything, they kind of held police officers in a negative light. And so I felt like God had brought me to become an officer to help break that stereotype when it comes to how officers are portrayed, and really just understanding that there's always three sides. You always hear like the person side, you always hear the news, but you never really hear from like the officer's perspective. And I also wanted to like help the community in that sense too, just to be. Suffolk already has like a great relationship with the police department, so it was just things added. One thing led to another, and God just brought me here. So
That's great.
So for me, mine was a series of events. I did go to school. My degree was in social sciences. I felt after I graduated, I just wasn't mature enough or in a place where I should go into law enforcement. So I got into the medical field. I was a personal trainer, moved to Virginia Beach, and there was a significant event that I'm probably just not going to describe, but it was serious enough that I was the only one there to respond. It took a while for law enforcement to get there, so I did what I could, and it opened my eyes up to that I am pretty good under pressure when it comes to serious events like that. So the next day I literally put in applications everywhere and got into it.
Wow. That's awesome. You guys have really cool stories about how you got here.
Yeah, I like it. And can you talk about your experience in the academy, Officer Thomas?
Yes, ma'am. So the academy definitely, I loved it through and through. It definitely showed really the world of policing, to be honest with you, because it's something that you hear, it's like living in a bubble, and it's essentially like you live on the outside. You hear so many things about it, but it's different hearing it from like the officer's perspective and what they go through on a day-to-day basis and how their brain is wired so much differently, just to protect not only themselves but also the community and those around them. So the academy definitely, it was a very like enlightening moment, or I don't know, you say moment, like several months really, and just really being a sponge. It was just being a sponge, and just it made me appreciate law enforcement that much more because of what they go through, and it was all crammed in like 5 months. So just you add the 5 months and how it's always the police department or just law enforcement in general is progressive, always changing, always growing. So it's just like, man, not only did y'all have to learn all of this, but y'all are also learning on the fly too, that y'all have to adapt with the world as well. So it's just, I definitely enjoyed my experience.
Thank you. And what about you, Officer?
So the academy, for me, this was my second time going through it. The first time I didn't graduate from that one, and not to knock the other academy that I went through because it was fantastic. But this one was just so much better. It also helps that we do have a pre-academy, depending on when you get hired. That can definitely give you a better perspective on what a police officer does or a police department does. I will say from the top to the bottom, there's not really a bottom as far as instructors, but they were fantastic. Like, I'm grown up, but when I grow up even more, like, I want to be like some of them. So they were very helpful to get you through the basic academy and then just go from there.
Yeah, that's great. And I know a lot of people, you hear about the academy, but unless you go through it, you don't really know what it's like. So it's nice to hear perspective about what it is. And I know it's rigorous, but I think it does kind of give you that perspective into being an officer. Great, awesome. So tell me a little bit about next steps. So obviously you guys just graduated from the academy, but now there's still more training. You're not just kind of thrown to the wolves there. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
So right now, we are in Post Academy. Just yesterday, we did taser exposure and training. Right after this, we're going to do OC spray exposure. We did a little bit of training this morning. We went over more of our gear, so we did body camera, and we go over policies, just more of what it's like for our department, because at Academy, we are with multiple departments. So instead of just learning the basic level there, we come here and we learn more about Suffolk and how they do things.
Great.
Okay, can you explain to our viewers what an FTO is?
Yes, so FTO is a field training officer, so they essentially teach you, or they show you the ropes of what it is on a day-to-day basis that the officer goes through, and being able to apply everything that you learned in real time, and also being able to learn in real time as well, because, you know, the world isn't black and white, and so you can, you know, be, as what we learned of a letter of the law officer, but I think like the field training officer, they teach us essentially how to be more like spirit of the law, essentially, where having like that police discretion, being able to understand that people do have emotions as well, that they have feelings, they have situations going on, and being able to be a man of many hats or a woman of many hats, of being able to, whatever they need, we have the resource to put the hat on and be able to help any way we can, essentially. So just really being a chameleon is like the FTO, they teach us on how to, like, okay, you got all the tools, now it's time to actually learn how to use the tools. So.
I like that.
Yeah, and so I feel like you've made it through maybe the hardest part so far. So do you feel like you both had really interesting stories of how you got here? So do you feel like it's been worth it? Do you feel like you're where you're supposed to be?
Yes, 100%, I do. And like I said, nothing against the last department, because they were great, but everything happens for a reason. I chose to give myself a little bit of time, came back here, and Suffolk is very supportive with everything. They're very encouraging. They're not gatekeepers. If you need anything, you can openly talk to anybody, and they will help you, or they'll send you somewhere else so you can get pretty much what you need.
Yeah, it's 100% worth it. I not only got to grow as a individual, but as a newborn officer as well, and also just, I think, yeah, Suffolk is the police department for me because of, as Iosi put it perfectly, it's very, they're all about family, like, and that's one of the things that I live by, is that really who you are is based off of like how you were raised, or like your family, and how you are with other people is a reflection of your own like home life, essentially. So, you know, the Suffolk just, yeah, they just love to pour into their people, and I love that, because like when you get, it's kind of like being a glass. If you're not completely full, then you're gonna end up, you know, when you pour out into other people or to the citizens, you're gonna end up running dry. Mm-hmm. So, you know, Suffolk, they continue to pour into you, so your glass is always full. Mm-hmm. So that way, whenever you go out into the street, you're able to pour out from a full glass. So, you know, you won't burn out, essentially. And I just, you know, I love the community that I've been surrounded by, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Wow.
That's great. And especially in a career like this, I know a lot of times when people say, you know, work is family or something, that can be taken as like a toxic environment. But when you're out on the street like that, you have to be able to trust the people you're on shift with and the people that you're around, not only in kind of high intensity situations, but after something happens, that you can go back to them or someone here in headquarters and just talk it out with them, because it can be intense and a lot. You guys do a lot out there. So that's nice that you feel that way, and hopefully, you know, things can stay that way and you build those bonds and relationships so that you have a place to come back to, for sure.
Definitely, definitely. And is there anything else that you'd like to add about the academy or why you became a police officer?
I would say anybody that is wanting or had aspirations to become an officer, that you need to be open, need to be open-minded. because, you know, everybody has a different philosophy, everybody has a different way of like teaching things or going about things, but being open-minded and just being receptive to change or to different, you know, opinions, and being able to essentially like eat the meat and spit out the bones, say, hey, you know, they're all in it for your best interest, and really you just take all the good parts, and that's how you know, start to form your own, you know, identity as a police officer, as Iozzi, Officer Iozzi, or Officer Thomas, or whoever, you know, has those aspirations. So just, yeah, be open, and just understand that they're here for you as well, and that they're all on your side at the end of the day. They all want to see you graduate. They all want to end up working with you. So, yeah, and
If you're a team player and you just, excuse me, choose not to quit, especially, I mean, if you can not quit through a tough time, you go through that one and then the next one comes, it gets a little bit easier each time. If you're a team player, you'll have support. So I would say just, if you're interested, don't quit and have compassion. You'll be just fine, so.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, both Officer Thomas and Officer Iozzi. And we can't wait to see what you guys do out there. We appreciate you kind of hopping on board, and we're really excited to have you here. So congratulations on your recent graduation.
Thank
thank you.
And thank you everyone for watching this week's episode of Peanut City Police. We will see you next time.